What's up, Godzilla fans? Samson West here, and here we go with my newest Godzilla figure review. I'm going ahead and I'm reviewing one by one each of the figures from my current collection update, skipping over the Tokyo vinyl figure because I don't feel like he really needs to be reviewed that badly. So yeah, here we go. This is the X Plus Gigan 1972. Oh yeah, here he is. Excellent figure, oh so happy to have him. And you know me, I'm a specialist with the X Plus figures. I'm one of the only reviewers out there that tries to collect these things, and this thing looks magnificent. And for detail, we got something a little different in store for you guys today. I have my very special guest star with me today. Here's Hank Hill from Arlen, Texas. Hank, why don't you take it from here?
Thank you, Samson. I appreciate you having me here today. Well, I don't know too much about monsters, but I can tell you what I do know about this guy. You can look at the nice rotary saw this thing has in his abdomen, and that thing could cut clear through a 4x4, god dang it. And look at the beak on this thing. A few chomps with that sucker and you'd have yourself a nice pair of bolt cutters. Looking at the scales all along this thing almost reminds me of a largemouth bass. And those massive claws this thing has, man, you could drive a few holes in the ground for some nice cedar trees or something. God dang it, those look nice. With skin like that, you sure as hell could make a nice leather jacket. If those wings weren't so darn attached to this creature, I'd use those to make some nice tent material. Man, well, everything seems well enough done on this thing, and I guess— Bull! Oh my god, that scared the living bejesus out of me. Samson, don't ever do that to me again or I'm gonna kick your ass. Well, that's pretty interesting too. Look at the nice glow on that LED light. Make a good keychain light if you ask me. God dang, that scared the hell out of me. Well, as little as I actually know about this thing, I can say he's one nice looking monster. He'd make a great yard worker too. Too bad he's so god dang ugly. Well, thanks for having me, Samson.
I appreciate you being on here, Hank.
Yep.
Articulation is actually pretty well done in this guy. Not everything on this moves 360 degrees, but that doesn't really matter that much. As you can see here, this arm pivots. It can't really spin 360 because then it'll hit its wings or whatever. So, let's get that back into place. This arm can also do the same thing. It almost moves 360 if it weren't for the wings. The legs are a different story. They will not move much further than that. This leg moves a little bit more, but not by a whole lot. The tail can move 360, but it's not meant to. As you can see there, there's a little bit of a gap. It's meant to just pop into place because the tail was a separate piece when it came in the box. The head is not meant to move except to come on and off so you can switch the LED light on. So yeah, articulation is pretty good. Being that this is the 1972 Gigan, let's go ahead and compare him next to the monsters that he fought in his debut movie. First up, Marmot Kit Godzilla, 1972. And also, the Marmot Kit Anguirus, 1968 or 1972. Believe it or not, the Godzilla 1972 you see here doesn't compare that great next to the Marmot Kit Gigan 1972. He's just a little bit underscaled, but compared with the X Plus Gigan, he is flawless. Same goes for the Anguirus. He sizes up just as well. Okay, let's go ahead and size him up with the other two Gigan figures I have. First up is the Marmot Kit Gigan 1972. And also the Gigabrain Gigan 1973. So as I mentioned before, you can see here the Marmot Gigan is just a little bit taller than the X Plus Gigan, making him a little bit out of scale with the Godzilla. But the Gigabrain Gigan, he actually fits in pretty good scale with the X Plus Gigan. I have no complaints. But he does not scale up at all with 6-inch figures. Here's the Bandai 6-inch Jet Jaguar. And the Bandai Godzilla 1968. So you can see 6-inch figures do not scale up at all with this guy. That is a no-no. Even though this is the 1972 Gigan, let's go ahead and show him off next to his 1973 buddies. Here's X Plus Jet Jaguar, X Plus Godzilla 1973, and finally, X Plus Megalon. And even though this isn't the Gigan from the same movie, these guys all scale up perfectly next to each other. But why wouldn't they? They're from the same series, the 25cm series. All right, let's go ahead and give this guy a score and finish off this review. Detail was amazingly done on this guy. You will have no complaints from me. Articulation is very well done in this guy too. It moves in all the right places. And sizing is great, just so long as you pose him with X plus figures and other 9-inch scale figures. All right, with all that being said, I guess I'm going to go ahead and say thanks for watching and sayonara.